Hi everyone, this is Meir. This coming year, we have to give ourselves credit for what we achieved in previous years. If you're one of the people who is on our email list, you made considerable effort and put thoughts into getting better. Some people use holistic health in a passive way. They believe in vitamins rather than in pills. They believe in good diet, in better lifestyle. This work comes to do all that, and at the same time, to give us a sense of optimism of what is possible for us. We have parts of our eyes that can see better. Seeing better involves using the macula of the eyes, which degenerates with a huge percentage of the people of the world. But if we learn and relearn to look at smaller details than we tend to look at, we end up preserving the macula and preserving the gift of sight. The smaller the detail you look at, the better you see. We have periphery, which we normally ignore, because we look at a computer and forget that there is floor, ceiling. We look at a book, we forget that there is anything at a distance. Well, we have to expand our periphery. We have to expand our distance view as well. And so we have fantastic exercises to do that. We have a lens that can be preserved for life, but most people end up losing the clarity of the lens. It becomes opaque, and so many people have cataract surgeries. This year, you should decide that you're preserving your vision. And it's also important that we preserve our strength. I love to ride my bicycle, not for incredible amount of miles, something like 10 miles. And it may be in a slow pace, but it feels so refreshing when I ride around Lake Merced. It's a beautiful lake that has the water reservoir of San Francisco. And it feels so refreshing to keep pushing those pedals at an age of that many people just gave up on movement. So this is what's so important. Whether you're 70 or 100, move. But move in two ways. Build up your strength and at the same time, sense your body's needs. All of our life, we learn to forget that the body needs anything. If you want to have a good back, already at the age of 10, work on more flexibility. And at the age of 20, work on flexibility and strength interchangeably. So many people become overly flexible and then weak. So many people become overly strong and then rigid. And at the age of 30, you also work on long distance running and walking. And at the age of 40, you work on slowing down a bit, but still building up your strength. I used to bathe in the ocean, starting in my 20s. And I will never forget that I was bathing in the Mediterranean Sea, even in the winter. And so many people thought it was so cold. They would walk with coats and they would rub their neck with scarves. And they would be so impressed with me and my friend that in our teens we exercised. We felt that the world was warm and not cold. But when I came to the San Francisco Ocean, which is cooler, I was able to easily adjust to the cold. And until these days, I still bathe in the ocean. I slowed down. I used to bathe in the rain, which I think these days will not sit well with my body. I probably will catch a cold if I do that. But until the age of 66, that's what I did. I used to run in the rain and in the icy hail that was coming from the sky. That was a capacity that I built that I still benefit from, because while I slow down, I'm in a much better place than most of my friends who are 10, 15, and 20 years younger than me. Truth is, we have to keep working on our back in our 50s with long distance walking. And in our 60s, we may shorten our walk and may slow it down, but we still need to do it. In our 70s, we have to make sure that we become more and more flexible. And the main thing, we have to focus on our breathing so it becomes deeper and easier for the body. Our work on ourselves saves a lot of time. I always tell people, either you spend good thoughts, and work on yourself, or you're going to spend many hours at the doctor's office to deal with problems that developed because you did not work on yourself. It's so important for us to leave our comfort zone and to move, and yet to become more comfortable within ourselves and to breathe with movement and stretch. And when we build that capacity, we're change beings. It used to be that a person my age already lived way beyond other people's. Now it's no longer the case. Now the average death is exactly my age. But then, many people die in their late 70s. Many die in their 90s. And quite a few live to their hundreds. And it's so important for me. We have two people who are running for president who could sit in the White House in an age that most people have retired. But they're both intelligent. They're both with great brain. So it's so interesting how people try to pick on Biden and say that he forgets things and has slurred speech. By the way, he always did. And he still became the youngest senator in the United States. And his staff didn't ever treat him well because of his problems. And I can tell you that sometimes I'm not treated well because my vision is not perfect as of yet. That happens in the world. But look the perseverance of those two people who are running for the highest office in the world. So what's important for me is to say that at any age, if you have patience for the few limitations that your body and your brain developed, and you try to get out of your shell and develop as much as you could possibly develop yourself, you're living comfortable and happy life. Funny, to be comfortable, you first of all have to get out of your comfort zone. And so my message for this year is get stronger, get flexible, and know yourself better than ever before. And you'll have a happy year and many dozens of years that are going to come after, with better digestion, with better strength, with better neurological control, and with love. Loving all of you and wishing you the best year this time and the best 20 years that come after that, your friend Meir.